The champagne glasses caught the chandelier light like tiny trapped stars. Maya's charcoal-stained fingers felt wrong holding the sketch pad among Manhattan's elite. Her worn canvas sneakers squeaked against the ballroom's polished floor. She'd thrown on the only decent thing she owned, a simple black slip dress that hung loose on her frame after 3 months of choosing rent over food. The November cold had followed her inside, still clinging to her skin beneath the thin fabric. "Another portrait, miss?" Maya looked up. The woman wore diamonds that could fund a lifetime. She nodded, forcing brightness into her voice, and began to sketch. $75 per drawing. She'd done 8 so far. Enough for this week's studio rent. Maybe. The ballroom hummed with wealth. Marble columns rose toward a ceiling painted with cherubs. Ice sculptures melted slowly on tables draped in silk. These people existed in a different atmosphere, one where oxygen cost nothing and dreams didn't rot in cramped Brooklyn apartments. "You're good." The voice came from behind her. Deep. Controlled. Maya turned. He stood in the shadows between 2 columns, watching her. Tall, maybe 40, wearing a black tuxedo that fit like it had been born on him. His white shirt was crisp, bow tie perfectly knotted. Dark hair swept back from a face that belonged in Renaissance paintings. Sharp jaw. Eyes the color of storm clouds. A thin scar traced his left cheekbone, the only flaw in otherwise devastating symmetry. "Thank you," Maya said. He stepped closer. The crowd seemed to part without him moving. His shoes were Italian leather, polished to mirrors. A platinum watch caught light at his wrist. "I know you." Her stomach dropped. "I don't think so." "Maya Chen. You studied under Richard Brennan." "Before I ruined him." The charcoal stick snapped in her hand. "Adrian Wolfe. Owner of the Wolfe Gallery. The man who'd accused her mentor of fraud, destroyed his reputation, scattered his students like ashes." "Stay away from me," she whispered. "Draw me." He pulled out a chair, sat. "Name your price." I said no. $5,000. One portrait. The number paralyzed her. 5,000. 3 months of breathing. Food. Heat. Time to actually create instead of survive. Why? His smile was surgical. "Because you need it. Because I'm curious if Richard taught you to capture souls or just faces. Because I want to see if you hate me enough to make it interesting." "Go to hell." "Already there. Drawing me won't make it worse." He leaned forward. 10,000. Final offer. You have 30 seconds to decide before I find someone less talented and more desperate. Maya's hands shook. Her mentor's voice echoed in her head, "Never sell your art to devils." But Richard was dead now. Liver failure in a county hospital. His principles hadn't kept him warm. 15, she heard herself say. Adrian's eyes glinted. "Done. My office. Tomorrow night. 9 o'clock. He stood, buttoned his jacket. "Come alone. Wear something you can move in. This won't be a sitting portrait." "What does that mean?" But he was already walking away, swallowed by the crowd of people who probably owed him money or favors or fear. Maya looked down. Her hands were shaking. The portrait she'd been drawing was ruined, slashed with angry lines where the charcoal broke. Her phone buzzed. An email. Adrian Wolfe. The subject line read, "Tomorrow changes everything." She opened it. The address is attached. Don't be late. What I'm really hiring you for isn't a portrait. It's insurance. Bring your camera. Bring your conscience. You'll need to choose which one matters more. A.W. The ballroom suddenly felt suffocating. Maya grabbed her coat and sketch pad, pushed through the crowd toward the exit. Outside, Manhattan's winter bit through her dress. She kept walking, her breath forming ghosts in the freezing air. Her phone buzzed again. A bank transfer notification. $15,000. Already in her account. She stopped walking. Stared at the screen. At the number that meant survival. At the name attached, Adrian Wolfe. She'd already taken his money. Which meant she'd already made her choice. The Wolfe Gallery sat in Chelsea like a glass cathedral. Maya stood outside at 8:55 p.m., her camera bag heavy against her ribs. She'd worn black jeans, boots with good tread, a charcoal gray sweater. Layers she could shed or keep. Clothes for running if needed. The door opened before she knocked. Punctual, Adrian said. Good. He wore dark slacks and a black button-down, sleeves rolled to his elbows. No watch tonight. No armor. Just skin and muscle and that scar catching the gallery's low lighting. The space was vast. White walls. Dark floors. Sculptures that looked like frozen screams. Paintings that cost more than houses. Empty except for them. Where's your staff? I sent them home. He locked the door behind her. The sound echoed. What I'm about to show you requires privacy. Maya's pulse hammered. The money's already transferred. If this is about something illegal, I'm leaving. It's about justice. He walked toward the back. Follow me. His office was different from the gallery. Warm. Leather furniture, bookshelves crammed with art history, a desk covered in contracts. Whiskey bottles lined a cabinet. Good whiskey. The kind that tasted like smoke and regret. He poured 2 glasses without asking. I don't drink. Tonight you do. She took it. Didn't sip. Just held the weight. Adrian pulled out a folder. Photographs spilled across the desk. A man. Silver-haired, 60-something, expensive suits. Multiple shots. Restaurants. Hotels. Always with young women. Different women. Girls, really. Marcus Delacroix, Adrian said. Art collector. Philanthropist. Predator. Maya's throat tightened. What are you showing me? Evidence. He's been exploiting young artists for 20 years. Promising representation. Gallery shows. Then demanding payment in private. Destroying anyone who refuses or speaks out. He tapped one photograph. This girl overdosed last month. She was 19. The whiskey burned in Maya's grip. What does this have to do with me? You're going to photograph him doing it again. The room tilted. Absolutely not. You'll befriend his newest target. Elena Vasquez. 22. Sculptor. He's promised her a solo exhibition at his estate next month. She doesn't know what the real price is. Adrian's voice was steel. You'll document everything. Get proof. Then I'll destroy him the way he deserves. Why not go to the police? Because I tried. Because he has lawyers that cost more than truth. Because victims recant when he threatens their careers. He drank his whiskey in one swallow. Because the system protects men like him and buries women like Elena. Maya set down her glass. This is insane. I'm not a spy. I'm not a hero. I'm just trying to survive. I know. Adrian moved closer. Close enough she could smell cedar and something darker. That's why I chose you. Because you're desperate enough to consider it. Because your mentor taught you to see what others miss. Because Marcus Delacroix destroyed Richard Brennan too. The air left her lungs. What? 10 years ago. Richard had a student. Rebecca Tran. Talented. Beautiful. Delacroix promised her the world. When she refused him, he accused Richard of plagiarism. Forged documents. Ruined everything. Adrian's eyes were flat. Empty. Rebecca disappeared after that. Some say Paris. Some say nowhere. You're lying. I have the files. The emails. Everything Richard was too ashamed to show you. He pulled out another folder. This is why your mentor died bitter and broken. Not because of me. Because of Marcus Delacroix. And because no one stopped him. Maya's hands shook as she opened the folder. Richard's handwriting. Rebecca's face in photographs. Documents detailing allegations, legal threats, a slow dismantling of everything her mentor built. Why didn't he fight? He tried. I shut him down. Adrian's voice cracked slightly. I believed Delacroix. I helped destroy an innocent man because I didn't look hard enough for the truth. Richard Brennan's blood is on my hands too. Silence stretched between them. Outside, traffic hummed. Inside, the gallery held its breath. This is your redemption, Maya whispered. Not mine. Maybe. But Elena doesn't care about my conscience. She needs someone to care about hers before it's too late. Maya looked at the photographs again. Young women. Bright futures turned to ash. Elena's face among them, smiling, unknowing. 15,000 isn't enough for this. Name your price. 50,000. And you find Rebecca Tran. Prove she's alive and safe. Or I walk. Adrian studied her. Something shifted in his expression. Respect maybe. Or recognition. Deal. He extended his hand. She took it. His grip was firm. Warm. Dangerous. Elena's meeting Delacroix on Thursday. Gallery reception. You'll pose as a student journalist covering emerging artists. He pulled out an invitation. Memorize this name. This background. Become her. Maya pocketed the invitation. Her camera bag suddenly felt heavier. If this goes wrong, if he suspects anything, I'm dead. I know. Adrian's voice softened. That's why I'll be watching the entire time. You won't be alone. Why do you even care? He turned toward the window. His reflection looked haunted in the glass. Because I loved her. Rebecca. We were together before Delacroix. Before everything. His voice was barely audible. I chose my gallery over believing her. Over protecting her. And I've spent 10 years trying to find her and failing. The confession hung between them like smoke. Maya should have left then. Should have returned the money and run. Instead, she asked, what happened to the real Adrian Wolfe? He looked back at her. The mask was gone. What remained was raw. Bleeding. He died the day Rebecca disappeared. What's left is just revenge pretending to be a person. The gallery reception glittered with artificial light and real predators. Maya wore a burgundy silk blouse tucked into black trousers, hair pulled back, minimal jewelry. Professional. Forgettable. A small camera hidden in her bag, another in her watch. Elena Vasquez stood by a sculpture, radiant in an emerald dress that matched her eyes. Dark curls cascaded over bare shoulders. Young. Hopeful. Everything Maya used to be. Elena? Maya approached with a practiced smile. I'm Jordan Mills, Arts Culture magazine. Could I steal a few minutes? Of course. Elena's warmth was genuine. Unguarded. They talked for 20 minutes. Elena's dreams. Her sculptures that captured grief in bronze. How Marcus Delacroix had discovered her at a group show, promised her everything. He's been so generous, Elena said, eyes bright. The exhibition at his estate next month could change my life. Maya's stomach twisted. Have you met with him privately? A few times. Always professional. He's a perfect gentleman. Across the room, Delacroix watched them. Silver hair, tailored navy suit, smile like a knife. He caught Maya's eye and nodded. An invitation. A challenge. Her phone buzzed. Adrian's text, stay close to her. He's moving. Delacroix approached with champagne flutes. Ladies. You must be the journalist Elena mentioned. Jordan, was it? Yes, sir. Maya shook his hand. His grip lingered too long. Excellent. Elena, I wanted to discuss the exhibition timeline. Could you join me in my office upstairs? Bring your journalist friend. Transparency in patronage, I always say. Elena beamed. Of course. They followed him through the gallery, up marble stairs. His office was all dark wood and leather. Renaissance paintings on the walls. A bar cart. Locked cabinets. Champagne? He poured without waiting for answers. Maya's camera watch recorded everything. She positioned herself by the window, keeping both of them in frame. Elena, I've been thinking, Delacroix said, settling into his chair. The exhibition should be more intimate. Exclusive. Just a few select collectors. We'll host it over a weekend. You'll stay at the estate, of course. As my guest. Something flickered across Elena's face. Uncertainty. I appreciate that, but I have a small apartment nearby. I could commute. Nonsense. Artists need immersion. Focus. His smile tightened. Consider it part of your development. All my protégés have done the same. All of them? Maya interjected. That's an interesting mentorship model. How many artists have you hosted? Delacroix's eyes narrowed. I don't recall inviting commentary, Miss Mills. Just professional curiosity. For the article. Tension crackled. Elena looked between them, confused. Marcus, maybe I should think about it, Elena started. There's nothing to think about. His voice hardened. This is how patronage works. You want the exhibition or not? The mask had slipped. Just slightly. But enough. Elena stood. I should go. Thank you for the opportunity, but I'm not comfortable with the overnight arrangement. Sit down. It wasn't a request. Maya moved toward Elena. We're leaving. Delacroix's face twisted. You're making a mistake, girl. You'll never work in this city again. I'll make sure of it. There it is, Maya said quietly. The real Marcus Delacroix. His hand shot out, grabbed Elena's wrist. You owe me. I discovered you. Without me, you're nothing. Let her go. Maya's voice was ice. He did. But his smile returned. Poisonous. You're not a journalist. Who sent you? Wolfe? Maya's blood froze. Adrian Wolfe is pathetic. Still chasing ghosts. Still blaming me for Rebecca's choices. He laughed. Did he tell you she came to me willingly? That she begged for representation after Richard Brennan's reputation collapsed? You're lying. Am I? Ask Wolfe about the paintings. The ones Rebecca created while staying at my estate. The ones I still own. The ones he's been trying to buy back for a decade. Delacroix poured himself more champagne. She was brilliant. And weak. Like all of them. Elena was crying now, backing toward the door. What did you do to her? Maya's voice shook. I gave her exactly what she wanted. Fame. Recognition. A price she agreed to pay. He swirled his glass. Then she got greedy. Threatened to expose our arrangement. So I made her disappear. Simple. Clean. No one even looked very hard. Another tragic artist consumed by the city. The confession landed like thunder. Maya's watch had captured everything. Elena, run, Maya said. Get out. Now. Elena fled. Her footsteps echoed down the stairs. Delacroix stood. And what will you do, little artist? You have no proof. No credibility. Adrian Wolfe is a known obsessive. Everyone will assume he fabricated this. Your security cameras say otherwise. His face went pale. I have immunity. Connections. You have nothing. I have enough. The door burst open. Adrian stormed in, face murderous. He wore all black, tactical gear beneath a jacket. Not the gallery owner. Something more dangerous. You confessed, Adrian said. On camera. To multiple witnesses. Delacroix backed against his desk. This is entrapment. This is justice. Adrian's voice was deadly calm. Where is she? Where is Rebecca? Go to hell. Adrian moved faster than thought. Grabbed Delacroix by the throat, slammed him against the wall. Paintings rattled. Glass cracked. Adrian, stop. Maya grabbed his arm. He's not worth it. We have him. Let the law handle it. The law does nothing. Adrian's grip tightened. Tell me where she is or I'll kill you right here. Adrian, please. Maya's voice broke. This isn't who you are. Don't let him take that too. Something in her words reached him. Adrian released Delacroix, who crumpled to the floor, gasping. Adrian turned to Maya. His eyes were wet. Shattered. I've been lying to you, he whispered. Rebecca isn't missing. She's dead. I've known for 3 years. Overdose in Prague. I found her too late. The world stopped. Then what is this? What was any of this? Revenge. And making sure no one else ends up like her. He looked at Delacroix with pure hatred. I needed proof. Real proof. Evidence that could destroy him completely. You were the perfect way to get it. Maya stepped back. You used me. I paid you. Money doesn't make it right. Nothing makes anything right anymore. Adrian's voice was hollow. But maybe stopping him makes it less wrong. Police sirens wailed outside. Someone had called them. Maybe Elena. Maybe the universe demanding justice. Delacroix laughed from the floor, blood on his lips. You're both fools. I'll walk. I always walk. Adrian looked at Maya. The cameras. The confession. Will you testify? She should have said no. Should have walked away from all of it. But Elena's face flashed in her mind. And Rebecca's. And all the others. Yes, Maya said. I'll testify to everything. Including what you just told me. Adrian's expression crumbled. Understanding. Betrayal. You're going to destroy me too. You destroyed yourself the day you chose revenge over truth. The day you decided I was just another tool. Her voice was steady despite her breaking heart. You're no different from him. You just have better intentions. The police burst through the door. And Maya told them everything. 3 months later, Maya sat in a courthouse hallway wearing a gray suit she'd bought with Adrian's money. Guilt wrapped around every thread. Outside, January snow turned Manhattan into something almost clean. Delacroix's trial had been relentless. His lawyers attacked everything. Her credibility. Her motives. Her relationship with Adrian Wolfe. And they were winning. Miss Chen. The prosecutor sat beside her. Tired eyes. Coffee-stained tie. We need you to be strong on the stand today. His defense is claiming you and Wolfe conspired to frame an innocent man. That the confession was coerced. It wasn't. I have the recordings. They're arguing the recordings were edited. Manipulated. She sighed. Without corroborating testimony, this falls apart. What about Elena? She's terrified. Won't testify. Delacroix's people have been threatening her family. The prosecutor stood. You're our last hope. Maya watched her walk away. Down the hall, Adrian emerged from a conference room. He wore a charcoal suit, blue tie. Tired. Thinner than she remembered. He'd been under investigation too. Obstruction. Vigilantism. Conspiracy. Their eyes met. He didn't approach. Just nodded once and turned away. Adrian, wait. He stopped. Didn't turn around. I'm sorry, she said. For testifying against you. For everything. Don't be. You were right. I used you. Manipulated you. I deserved what I got. His voice was flat. Dead. I just hoped destroying me was worth it. I wasn't trying to destroy you. I was trying to save you. He laughed. Bitter. From what? Myself? Too late. I'm exactly what Delacroix said. Obsessed. Broken. Dangerous. You're human. You loved someone and lost them. That's not a crime. No. But what I did to you was. He finally looked at her. His storm-gray eyes were empty now. Haunted. I told myself you were different from the others. That you could handle the truth. But I never gave you the truth. Just pieces of it. Enough to make you complicit. Why are you here? Your trial isn't until next month. I'm testifying. For Delacroix. The hallway tilted. What? His lawyers made me an offer. I testify that you and I conspired, that the recordings were staged, that I manipulated you into targeting him for personal reasons. Adrian's voice was mechanical. In exchange, they dropped the charges against me. Clean slate. You can't. He'll walk. Elena and all the others, it'll be for nothing. I know. Then why? He stepped closer. Close enough she could see the exhaustion carved into his face. Because I'm tired, Maya. Tired of fighting. Tired of losing. Tired of dragging everyone I touch into hell with me. His hand reached toward her face, stopped. Fell. You have your whole life ahead. Your art. Your dreams. I won't let my vendetta destroy that too. So you'll destroy yourself instead. I destroyed myself 10 years ago. He pulled an envelope from his jacket. This is for you. The 50,000 I promised. Plus another 100. Enough to start over. Buy a studio. Create without fear. She didn't take it. I don't want your money. It's all I have left to give. Then give me the truth. All of it. Why are you really doing this? Adrian's mask shattered. Because Delacroix has Rebecca's paintings. The ones she created at his estate. He's offered them to me. All of them. Her entire legacy. In exchange for my testimony. The confession hung between them. You're trading justice for art, Maya whispered. For pieces of someone who's already gone. They're all I have left of her. Her soul is in those paintings. Her last words. I can't let them rot in his collection. I can't fail her again. She's dead, Adrian. Those paintings won't bring her back. But they'll prove she existed. That she mattered. That she was brilliant before he destroyed her. His voice cracked. Don't you understand? This is how I save her. Even if I can't save anyone else. Maya's hands shook. If you do this, I'll never forgive you. I'm counting on it. Maybe then you'll finally walk away. Stop trying to rescue something that's already drowned. Is that what you think I'm doing? Isn't it? She grabbed his collar, pulled him close. Their faces inches apart. His breath ragged. Hers wild. I'm not trying to save you, you self-destructive idiot. I'm trying to stop you from becoming him. From choosing obsession over humanity. From throwing away the one chance you have at actual redemption. There is no redemption for me. Then what are we doing? What has any of this been? A mistake, he whispered. A beautiful, catastrophic mistake. She kissed him. Hard. Desperate. Angry. His hands found her waist, pulled her closer. The courthouse dissolved. Everything dissolved. Just his mouth on hers, salt tears mixing between them, 10 years of grief and 3 months of fury colliding. Then she pulled back. Breathing hard. That was your chance, she said. To choose something other than death. To choose being alive. Maya, I can't. You won't. There's a difference. She shoved the envelope back at him. Keep your blood money. I'll testify without it. I'll tell them everything, including this conversation. How you're planning to perjure yourself for paintings. How Delacroix still owns you. How you're still just his puppet dancing on different strings. Adrian's face went white. You wouldn't. Watch me. Because I loved Rebecca too. Not the same way. But I loved what she represented. Hope. Talent. A future stolen too soon. Maya's voice was steel. And I won't let you turn her memory into a bargaining chip. She deserves better. And so do you. This will destroy me. Then be destroyed. But be destroyed telling the truth. Not another one of his lies. The courtroom doors opened. Chen. Wolfe? They're ready for you. Adrian looked at her. Something shifted in his face. Clarity maybe. Or surrender. If I do this, if I testify truthfully, he keeps the paintings. I'll never see them. Never know what her last days were like. But you'll know you finally chose right. That matters more than canvas and paint. Does it? Ask me again in 10 years. If you've spent them free instead of chained to a ghost. He took her hand. Squeezed once. I'm terrified, he admitted. Good. Fear means you're still human. Still capable of change. They walked toward the courtroom together. At the threshold, Adrian stopped. Before we do this, you need to know something. About Richard. About how he really died. Maya's heart stopped. What? He didn't die of liver failure. He killed himself. Pills and whiskey. Left a note addressed to me. Saying he forgave me. That revenge wasn't worth my soul. Adrian's voice broke. I've been carrying that note for 3 years. Using it as fuel. As justification. But all it really said was don't become what destroyed me. Why are you telling me this now? Because if I'm going to tell the truth, it has to be all of it. No more secrets. No more manipulations. He pulled out a folded paper. Richard's handwriting. You should have this. It's yours more than mine. Maya took it with shaking hands. Unfolded it. Adrian. I forgive you. Forgive yourself. Don't let my mistakes become your prison. Rebecca wouldn't want this. I don't want this. Choose life. Choose forgiveness. Choose to be more than rage. Richard. The words blurred through her tears. He tried to save you, she whispered. With his last breath. And I ignored him. Until you. The bailiff called their names again. Final warning. Adrian straightened his tie. Met her eyes. Whatever happens in there, thank you. For seeing me when I couldn't see myself. Don't thank me yet. You might hate what comes next. Probably. But at least I'll be alive to hate it. They entered the courtroom. Delacroix sat at the defense table, confident. Smiling. His lawyers pristine and predatory. And Adrian walked to the witness stand, raised his right hand, and swore to tell the truth. 6 months after the trial, Maya stood in her new studio in Brooklyn. Late afternoon light poured through floor-to-ceiling windows. Canvases lined the walls. Some finished. Most not. The space smelled like turpentine and coffee and possibility. She was painting again. Not photographing. Creating instead of documenting. The door buzzed. She wasn't expecting anyone. Through the intercom, "It's me." Adrian's voice. She hadn't seen him since the verdict. Since Delacroix was sentenced to 15 years. Since Adrian was cleared of all charges after his testimony broke the case wide open. She buzzed him in. He climbed the stairs slowly. When he appeared in her doorway, he looked different. Still wore the expensive clothes, navy sweater, dark jeans, leather jacket. But something had shifted. The haunted look was softer now. Not gone. Just less consuming. "Nice space," he said. "The 50,000 helped. I took it eventually. Figured you owed me more than money, but it was a start. Fair." He stayed in the doorway. Uncertain. "Can I come in?" She nodded. Stepped back. He walked through her studio like a gallery. Studying each painting. Some were abstract. Some captured Brooklyn streets. One was a portrait. Richard Brennan, painted from memory, holding a note that said "Forgive yourself." "You're extraordinary," Adrian said quietly. "I knew it before. But this confirms it. Don't." "Don't what?" "Don't compliment me like you're preparing for bad news." "What are you doing here, Adrian?" He turned to face her. "I'm leaving. Manhattan. The gallery. All of it. I sold the business. Elena Vasquez is taking over operations. She deserves to own something built without blood." Maya's chest tightened. "Where will you go?" "Everywhere. Nowhere. I'm going to find the artists Delacroix destroyed. The ones who survived. Help them rebuild if they'll let me." He pulled out a worn notebook. Rebecca kept a list. Names. Stories. People she met who'd been through the same hell. "I'm going to find every single one. That could take years. I have years. For the first time in a decade, I actually have a future worth spending." Silence settled between them. Outside, Brooklyn hummed with life. Inside, something fragile hung in the air. "Why tell me?" Maya asked. "Because I'm terrified of leaving without saying goodbye. And terrified of asking you to come with me. And more terrified that you might say yes." He laughed. "Broken. I'm a mess, Maya. Still. Probably always will be. I know. You deserve better than someone who's still learning how to be human. Maybe. Or maybe I deserve someone who fights to be better. Who chooses truth even when it costs everything. He stepped closer. I don't have paintings to offer you. Or promises. Just a broken man trying to do one good thing before he runs out of time. That's enough. Is it? She reached for him. Took his hand. I spent 3 years surviving. Delivering packages. Sketching strangers. Trying to pay rent on dreams that were already dead. You gave me back my art. Accidentally. Selfishly. But you did. I used you. And I used your guilt. Your money. Your obsession. We used each other. Now we get to choose if we want to be more than that. What if I can't be? What if I'm too damaged? Then be damaged. But be damaged honestly. Stop performing tragedy and start living through it. Adrian pulled her close. Rested his forehead against hers. I don't know how to do this. The healthy thing. The right thing. Neither do I. We'll figure it out together. Or we'll fail together. Either way, it's better than failing alone. I love you, he whispered. I don't know when it happened. Maybe at the trial. Maybe before. Maybe the moment you told me I was choosing death. But I love you. Terribly. Completely. In ways that probably aren't fair to either of us. Love isn't fair. It's just true. She kissed him. Soft. Certain. I love you too. The broken parts. The healing parts. The parts still deciding which direction to grow. Come with me, he said. Help me find them. The survivors. Use your art to tell their stories. Give them what Rebecca never got. Visibility. Value. Proof that they mattered. What about the studio? My work here? Bring it. We'll work from anywhere. Create from everywhere. Build something that actually means something. Maya looked around her studio. At the life she'd barely started building. The safety she'd fought for. The stability that tasted like prison after months of chaos. Then she looked at Adrian. At the man who'd destroyed her mentor, hired her for revenge, testified to the truth, and somehow become the person who saw her most clearly. One condition, she said. Anything. We do this as equals. Not patron and artist. Not savior and saved. Just two damaged people trying to create something better than what destroyed us. Deal. He smiled. Real. Whole. When do we leave? Give me 3 days to pack up. Sublet the studio. Say goodbye to this version of myself. And then? And then we go be reckless. And kind. And maybe figure out who we are when we're not just surviving. They stood in the fading light, holding each other. Outside, the city roared on. Inside, something new was beginning. Fragile. Uncertain. But alive. One more thing, Adrian said. The paintings. Rebecca's. Delacroix had to forfeit them as part of his sentencing. They're being auctioned for his victims' restitution fund. Are you going to bid? No. I'm letting them go. All of them. His voice was steady. Rebecca deserves to be more than my museum. She deserves to live in the world. To inspire strangers. To matter beyond my grief. Maya squeezed his hand. She'd be proud of you. Maybe. Or maybe she'd think I'm still an idiot. Either way, I'm trying. He kissed her forehead. That's all either of us can do. Try. Fail. Try different. Sounds terrifying. Absolutely. But less terrifying than the alternative. They packed her studio together over the next 3 days. Wrapped canvases. Boxed supplies. Said goodbye to the space that had been her sanctuary. On the 4th morning, they loaded a rental van. Everything she owned fit in the back. Her whole life compressed to paint and canvas and possibility. Ready? Adrian asked from the driver's seat. Maya looked back at the building one last time. At the window where she'd rebuilt herself. Where she'd learned to create again. Where she'd almost forgotten how to be brave. Ready. They drove out of Brooklyn as the sun rose. Heading west toward highways that led everywhere and nowhere. The radio played something old. Something about second chances and roads less traveled. Where to first? Maya asked. Portland. A sculptor named James Chen. Delacroix promised him a residency 15 years ago. Destroyed him when he refused. He's been working construction since. Maybe we can change that. And after? Seattle. Austin. Denver. Wherever the list takes us. Wherever people need to know they mattered. That they weren't forgotten. Maya watched Manhattan disappear in the rearview mirror. The city that had broken them both. The city that had forced them to choose between survival and soul. Do you think we'll ever come back? She asked. Maybe. When we're different people. When we've earned the right to be here without drowning. And if we can't save them? The artists. If some are too broken or too bitter or too far gone. Adrian reached for her hand. Then we bear witness. We document their pain. We make sure someone remembers. That's not nothing. No. It's not nothing. They drove in silence for a while. The highway stretched ahead. Empty. Promising. Adrian? Yeah. Thank you. For seeing me. For choosing truth. For being brave enough to be broken honestly. Thank you for refusing to let me stay buried. For demanding more. For loving me when I couldn't love myself. She leaned her head on his shoulder. We're going to be okay. You think? I think we're going to try. That's enough. The miles unfolded. Behind them, their old lives faded. Ahead, possibilities stretched endless. They drove toward sunrise, toward redemption, toward whatever came next. Together. Imperfect. Alive. Two artists learning how to create something other than pain. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough. The end.